All right, that, of course, is Nikki Haley. She is our ambassador to the United Nations. A lot of activity there. It is from that venue that the president announced his executive order with very strict, almost embargo-like sanctions against North Korea after the Chinese have told us that they will stop their banks from any more banking activity with North Korea. This could really be crippling. Still with us is Gunny Jessie Jane Duff, along with Carl Higbie. He is a former Navy SEAL and Trump 2020 Advisory Board member. Carl, let me talk about the connection between North Korea and Iran, because both of them are sort of coming up in what we just heard from Nikki Haley. They're connected because, yes, Iran may have been adhering to the specifics of the Iranian deal that's supposed to stop them from nuclear research, but they've been helping the North Koreans. They don't need to do research on nukes in Iran because they can do it in North Korea right now.
Yeah, well, let me at first, cover up my my official duties with AmeriCorps that I was recently appointed to, and say this is, on a personal level. I think that the approach that President Trump has taken to the UN is unprecedented, at least in the last 25, 30 years, and it is a totally new approach that we're taking to the world and any of the potential enemies of America. Because I can tell you right now that North Korea has never seen anybody talk back to them in these type of strong terms, and especially Iran and any other foe that we possibly have. So I'm looking forward to it, because I look back on history. I said, when has appeasement of these radical nations ever worked out and be in favor of everyone?
Right. And Gunny Duff, the thing is that there is this, we used to talk about an axis of evil. There's clearly an axis right now between Iran and North Korea. They are helping each other money-wise. I think Iran has the money, North Korea has the technology, and together they are a very dangerous duo. I think the Trump administration is trying to split that relationship right down the middle.
Of course. North Korea is getting about $2 to $3 billion a year from Iran. They have basically merchandised all of their warfare. They have provided chemical weapons, weapons of mass destruction to Syria, as a matter of fact, all backed by the Iranians. They even had provided a reactor to Syria that the Israelis had destroyed in 2007. They're very aggressive with their nuclear technology, and with that $2 to $3 billion a year coming from Iran, this has a direct impact on why these sanctions with the United States haven't been working. So this is the first step with the Bank of China.
Carl, I got to ask, though, what happens if North Korea still, I mean, the leader of North Korea, I think, is unhinged a bit, or at least he's totally unaware of what is considered normal in the world. What if he continues to test these missiles? Do we start shooting them down?
Well, David, I think that the president's made it very, very clear on what's happening right now. And he says, if you leave us no options, we will be forced to, wipe you off the face of the earth. And what he means by that is, I think that we're not going to tolerate this junk anymore.
But would the first salvo on our part be shooting down a missile?
I imagine that would probably be the first step that I would take.
Carl, I got to ask you something related to your AmeriCorps persona now. You are involved in the rescue efforts, of course, taking place in Texas and Florida, but now because of Maria in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is very different from Texas and Florida. They are vibrant state economies. Puerto Rico is basically bankrupt. That changes the way we deal with it. We're going to have to bail them out in a much more direct fashion, are we not?
We are, and like I said, we have our AmeriCorps members standing by, ready to go back down in there. But right now, I mean, you have an entire island with no power that they're saying months might not come back. I mean, they don't have the resources to sustain this themselves, and unfortunately, the American taxpayers are going to foot a huge bill of this. But I mean, they are a U.S. territory, so we have to back them. We have to help them out on this one.
Do we have the funds? I mean, we're already spending $100 billion in Texas. Lord knows how much it'll be in Florida, and a complete bailout in Puerto Rico. We still don't know how badly the island was hit, but clearly it was almost devastated.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was almost completely devastated. The befores and afters were insane. Trees completely stripped of all their leaves. But the fact of the matter is, this is an American territory. We have American citizens down there. We will find the money. We will find the resources, and we will fix that.
Jessie Jane Duff and Carl Higbie, thanks to you both. I really appreciate you coming on. You were here at a monumental moment in our history. We appreciate it.